Hello, beautiful people. My name is Athol. Let's jump into it. And today I'm going to answer a comment I had on a different video. So here we go. I've been with the man for a year and a half. I helped him get clean. He wasn't working, so I helped support him. He wanted sex every day, even more than once a day, and I did it. A month ago, he got a job. Now he wants me to perform oral sex. Now he just wants me to perform oral sex on him. I have to convince him to have sex with me just once a week. He started to say, why can't I make myself look attractive for him? That would be nice to come home to. But I dress the same as I always have. He hides his phone and accuses me of sleeping around on him daily. He even started going to work on Saturday for cash work and doesn't come back with nothing. Hides away from the kids and I when he is home. Okay, there's an awful lot going on here. And I don't mean to sound harsh about any of this. I don't mean to sound like I don't have any kind of compassion for your situation. But there's an awful lot going on here, and you're making some really big mistakes. So let's start with the most obvious one, and that is I would be absolutely stunned if he wasn't cheating on you. And if he isn't cheating now, he's going to be cheating in the very, very near future, or at the very least, he really wants to, and there's someone he's interested in. Some of this stuff is just cliche, just such classic signs. The change in interest in the level of sex. Gaslighting you by saying you're not attractive enough, even though you've made no changes. Accusing you of cheating on him when he's the one cheating on you. The hiding of his phone, and the whole thing of going to work on Saturday for a cash job and coming back with nothing. That all makes way more sense if he wasn't actually going to work at all and he was going to be going off to hang out with somebody else. I would be absolutely stunned if he wasn't cheating on you. The second thing that is jumping out at me, and these are far more sort of structural mistakes that you're making in your relationship. Just go back to the very beginning of this. I've been with a man for a year and a half. I helped him get clean. 1, he wasn't working, so I helped support him. 2, he wanted sex every day, even more than once a day, and I did it. 3, you are just pouring yourself out for this guy. Just pouring yourself out for this guy. And I get that he was probably in a bad situation. He wasn't working. He was struggling with either drugs or alcohol or both or whatever it was. And he was just craving intimacy and affection and touch and whatever. He was in this really, really bad place in his life. And you've come in, some little white knight that's going to save him, and you've scooped him up. And you've got him off the drugs or alcohol, whatever it is. He's gotten work, and you've just been laying him like tile. And he's now in a much better situation in his life. And when you pour yourself out like this for someone, it's very rare that they respect it, that they appreciate it, and they give you any credit for it. Usually what happens is, when they meet you, they're in such a bad place, they are desperate and they cling on to you because they need you. And then when they get themselves into a better place that you've helped them reach, they no longer need you. And if what was attracting them, what was bringing them into the relationship in the first place was them needing you, and now they don't need you, well, now they don't need you. And then as soon as someone else comes along that they're actually far more attracted to, that person gets their time, that person gets their attention, that person gets their money and everything. So it's almost like if you can think of it in terms of, 1 out of 10 degrees of hotness or whatever, the sex rank thing. It's like you found him when he's in a really, really bad place. Let's say he is just struggling away and he has dropped down to 4 or 5 out of 10. And then you come along, get him off the alcohol. He gets a job. He feels a whole lot better because someone's giving him love, sex, and attention. And he pops himself back up to a 6 or a 7. He's in a much better place. And then if someone else comes along who is a 7 that he's interested in and who's interested in him, well, that's where he's going to go. So unwittingly, I think you've helped sow the seeds of destruction to your own relationship by pouring yourself into somebody else, and there's been no payback for that. And I know that is horrifying. So the third thing that I think you need to think about is, okay, why am I doing this? Why was I attracted to someone who had some sort of drug or alcohol problem and was unemployed? Why was this the person that I wanted to just totally give myself to? And I get the sense that having sex more than once a day was a lot more than you kind of really wanted to do, but you did it because you're a good girlfriend or whatever. But when it got down to once a week, it wasn't quite as much as you would like. So I just get the sense you've just poured yourself into him, and he's never been quite that interested, not as interested as you are. So the question is, why were you attracted to that? Why was that a good idea? Why did that have some kind of appeal? Another way to almost think of it is people tend to have sets of things in their life. So for him, he was struggling with drugs and alcohol. He was unemployed, and then he was in a relationship with you. And those three things, the alcohol, the unemployment, and you, came as a set. I know that's really sort of mean and horrible to think of, and I don't mean it to be cruel, I'm just talking. So when he gets off the alcohol or drugs or whatever it is, he gets a job, whatever it is, he's changing 2 out of 3 things in the set, and the only thing that doesn't fit is you. So sooner rather than later, he tries to replace you with someone else that makes more sense to fit in that set. He's sober, he has a job, and now he's with this person. Now, none of that is to say that you are some sort of horrible person, that you are deep down unlovable, unwantable, unattractive, or any of that. None of that is to say in reality that you are someone that does not deserve love and attention and has value. What I am saying, though, is that you've been acting like you don't have value. And when you send out that lack of value into the universe, you get that lack of value back to you. So I get the sense that this relationship is not going to last long, whether you want it to or not. I really don't know if there's anything much you're going to be able to do to fix this and turn this around once the cheating comes out. Because you've been struggling with your own value, I almost worry that you're going to try and do some heroic moves to try and fix and save the relationship, even though he is cheating. So I think you need to do some soul searching here, like why was this attractive? What is it that you really want? What can you do differently moving forward? And I none of this has anything to do with whether or not you can actually be attractive. Based on the little image by the YouTube image by your comment, you look pretty. I don't get the sense that you're some horribly unattractive, unlovable person. If you want something else to do, you might find the Nice Kind Bean card book very, very helpful. This is going to go on into things like boundaries and not letting people take advantage of you. I get the feeling you've just been a little bit too nice about all of this. So I hope that was helpful. I don't mean it to be cruel. But yeah, there's a lot going wrong in this situation. And good luck to you. If you want any more follow-up on that, you're more than welcome to email me at AskAtholAnything@gmail.com. So that is it for the video, and I will talk to you soon.